What up, guys? Weird Kid Kev here with another YouTube video. We're gonna talk about the U.S. Discovery. I'm watching Star Trek Discovery right now. I'm on season 3 or 4. 4 was it? I forgot. But I'm on season 4 right now, the last one. So we're gonna talk about what I recently thought named this the it is, but it isn't paradox. As in, for those who don't know Discovery is in the future right now, where the Federation is rebuilding after what they call the burn that knocked out any active warp drive. Made a lot of ships explode, all hands on deck, yada yada yada. I'm not going to get into details, but for those who already know about Star Trek, I think Discovery is in a paradox situation right now, because to everyone else it's over 100 years old. To the people of Discovery, they are not. And from my understanding of this field of science, it's both correct. They are correct that Discovery is over 100 years old, but to them they are not, because they jumped from point A to point B. I think this is the middle ground. What it is, what it isn't. That's the middle ground of from point A to point B. And point A was 150 years in the past, and point B is 150 years in the future. So what is the middle ground of 150 years? Amazon, what is half of 150?
Half of 150 is 75.
So that would be 75 years. Half of 150 is 75. So they would be in the year 75. Now, I'm not saying this is true. I'm just giving an example, guys. 75 is the number here. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I was, like I said, if I was, jumped 5 years in the future from, from just, look at this, just sitting right here on my bed doing nothing. To me, literally yesterday would be, December 3rd, 1995, and I jumped to 2000 to the year 2015. To me, like time would both work for me and for them, but since that's not time, there would be a paradox. Now, the paradox would be, if I dated my grandma, when she was still 25. Yeah, that would have created a paradox, a new bloodline, in a sense. I'm not saying I'm correct. I'm just saying what is going through my head. Nothing I say is probably correct. Everything I do say, it's not completely wrong either, if I'm being correct here. Now, back to Discovery. Discovery is where Discovery everyone thinks is under 50. So that's where we get technicality. Technically speaking, Discovery is over 100 years old. But to the people of Discovery, yesterday, 150 years was literally yesterday. So I would say that's where you would get a paradox timeline. And by paradox timeline, I mean, when time branches off to create something entirely new. That's what I completely think, but we're not going to get into that, because I'm not trying to confuse y'all where I'm probably already confusing y'all. So let me explain my reasons one more time. To those who understand what I'm talking about, to those who have watched Star Trek Discovery, and seen every single Star Trek whatever there is. Now, if y'all may not agree with me that I think Discovery is in a different timeline, and I'm not talking about the Kelvin timeline. I think because the Kelvin timeline branched off from the original. I truly think that Discovery is something in its own because it is one of the most advanced starships out there. Just like the Enterprise. When the Enterprise is said to be the most advanced. Now we do have a scene episode or two where in the first season where we are with Christopher Pike. Christopher Pike is captain of the Enterprise before he got promoted to admiral. Before we got Captain James T. Kirk, or Jim Kirk, whatever. Oh wait, Jim Kirk is the father, I think. Anyways, we're not gonna talk about him. But Christopher Pike is before James Kirk, where the whole shenanigans started. Where we got Spock. James Kirk had Spock as his first officer, and yada yada yada. But then again, if we think about Discovery, why I think it is its own timeline is because Spock was an only child, and Spock, the original timeline, the Kelvin timeline, Spock isn't only child. He's not an only child. He did have siblings, but those siblings were actually fully Vulcan. Spock is half human, half Vulcan. He became the first officer. He became first officer of James Kirk of the Constitution class Enterprise. He wasn't even starting off on his mission of reunifying Vulcans and Romulans. Like there was none of that while he was on board Enterprise. That was only after his time with Starfleet. But in both Star Trek Online and in Star Trek Discovery, he has left Star Trek, and he was already taking care of reunifying both of them. But we already know that Star Trek Online is not canon, just like Star Trek Bridge Crew it also is not canon. We already know that. So that further emphasizes my emphasizes my idea that Star Trek Discovery is another timeline. Also, the biggest one that solidifies is that Spock is dead. And Spock is dead in both Discovery and which it actually. Sorry, I heard something fall. Anyways, Spock is dead. It actually shows it in Star Trek Discovery, but it also doesn't show it, but it also references it due to some monologues, due to a few monologues of Spock talking about reunifying Romulan and Vulcans. Like that part is canon, but we got two non-canon. We got one non-canon game and a well, I would say semi-canon because there's a lot of confusing stuff about Discovery. Now, there's another thing that solidifies my thoughts about Star Trek Discovery being its own thing. when you think about when we're advancing before the timeline of Discovery, there's the Discovery didn't take Discovery knows about the Borg, but the Borg are mostly the Borg isn't like active, like they were already defeated and yada yada. They were already defeated in Discovery, like their time is done, yada yada yada. But with Picard, they were never they were, and I'm talking. Oh, sorry, hold on. In Discovery, I'm talking about they were shut down and all that. They're literally branded as artifacts of the past in season 1 of Discovery. On Star Trek Online, they're not really. There's not really anything about them. There's actually a small section of like 4 to 5 missions on them, and that's pretty much it. They're also in a tutorial mission that, or if not tutorial, I can't talk. I'm sorry. There's a tutorial mission in like a few missions, that's also tutorial missions. So that's also it about them. Anyways, that's Star Trek Online. Discovery is apparently after the Borg, when nobody fears them, when the collective is done for, when there is no collective, like there actually is no collective, there is no queen, there's nothing. But at the same time, Discovery is also when, oh wait, that I'm talking about Star Trek Picard. I'm so sorry. With Discovery, not Picard. I'm so sorry, guys. Discovery, there is no Borg at all. I mean, you'll see a couple people with implants here and there, but there is no Borg at all with Discovery. Picard, I have no issues with at all, because it follows, Star Trek Picard. It follows Admiral Jean-Luc Picard. Okay, so with Discovery, we're gonna jump back to Discovery. There is no Borg at all, except for the 3rd and 4th season, when we're thinking about a new Borg queen and stuff like that. But that's pretty much it. You look. That's pretty much it. There's nothing else to talk about the Borg there, but there really isn't any. Sorry, there isn't really a Borg present on Discovery when they're shown up multiple times in Picard and Voyager. That's pretty much it. While Voyager, and also let's talk about a little about Voyager. With Voyager, there is no comment about Discovery at all, not one bit. When Picard was still a captain in the Next Generation series, there was no mention of. There was nothing about Discovery. And Discovery, there's no mention about Voyager, nor Captain Picard. So, while everyone made a mention of talking about having some type of captain on board the ship, but I know that's a little confusing. But what I mean by it is, if you rewatch The Next Generation, yeah, they have, they talk about at least one ship. For example, like the USS Miranda is next one, yada yada. Actually, it's one about the Romulan threat. Actually, now that I think about it, if you think about it, And just remember when I said this discovery was kind of when discovery is when it's the reunification of Romulus. The reunification of Romulus is when Spock was bound to happen because of Spock, but he left Starfleet. And that means this was all after the Borg, this was all after a lot of that stuff, which means if we were following the same timeline, Discovery should be in the timeline where you see Enterprise D, as which was the Galaxy class, or Enterprise E, which was a warship. Well, not warship, but it did not have any family on it. I forgot what class it was, but you should see Enterprise E was when it was patrolling for Borg activity, but there was none. We're not gonna talk about that though. But if y'all get where I'm coming from, and Discovery should be up there just because of the reason alone that it was present during the time of Spock trying to reunify. But the one thing that sets it back is that Spock is an ambassador after being first officer with Kirk, correct? Correct, okay. And Discovery is in the time when Captain Pike, not Admiral Pike not yet, but Captain Pike was captain of a what's it called? Constitution Enterprise. And once you're an ambassador, you can't. Spock gave most of his life to being the ambassador of Earth to, Okay, so I know I kind of jumped here and there, but I kind of gave a reason. It might not be a strong reason, but it is a reason of why I think Discovery is its own thing. We're not part of the Kelvin timeline. Actually, no, it's not part of the Kelvin timeline. It may be a branch off of the Kelvin timeline, and the Kelvin timeline branches off of something else. So yeah, pretty much it. I think I'll make another video about Picard, if I can find anything about him. Actually, I will. I'll talk about the Borg or something else. Yeah, I don't know. It's been very interesting talking about this. If y'all want to hear more of my thoughts about, the sci-fi world, please let me know. Yeah, pretty much. Cause as a YouTuber, it's the likes and the comments. Sorry. It's the likes and comments that really... Oh, I thought I had a... Okay. I'm sorry, guys. It's the likes and comments that a YouTuber always looks for to create before creating new videos. I hope everyone has a great day. I'll see you guys later. Peace. Bye. Remember, this is the Weird Kid Kev. If y'all want weirdness, let me know. If y'all need something unusual, let me know. If something that is weird, just let me know. Because, I'm the weird kid and all that. Yada, yada, yada. Peace.